What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Before we get started, make sure you click subscribe, turn on your notifications, like and comment like you guys have been doing. We appreciate you being part of the Sooner Surge family as we are currently 12 days away, Drake Stoops days away from opening week at the Palace on the Prairie, where we look for Oklahoma to begin their trek, their journey to a great season. And Drake Stoops is going to be a major player, major factor in the success the Sooners have this year, as we are again Drake Stoops days away, and a guy that has come a long way, but always been super talented, but also a hard worker. Going to have a tremendous year, Drake Stoops, Jay.
Yeah, Drake Stoops is to me. Uh, he's going to go down as one of the most consistent players at OU because the guy never drops a ball. I mean, you could probably count on one hand the amount of drops, and I can't think of one in particular that I just Stoops should have had that one. I mean, if it's near his vicinity, he's going to come down with it, and a lot of times he's in pretty tight coverage when he makes these plays. Um, he's an excellent route runner. He's an excellent blocker. I mean, special teams, punt returner, sure-handed. I mean, he's got it all as far as that aspect. You can just count on him to make the plays. If there's a third and 5 or 6, and you need a guy to get 7, he's your guy. Same with around the end zone. You need somebody to make a play. Just as far as like a consistent guy that's going to make the plays, that's him, man.
Yeah, and I think that that's demonstrated because of the trust that the quarterbacks have had that he's played with, where they'll throw it to him when he's tightly guarded and knowing that he's going to come up with the play. And he makes the thing about him, he makes the tough catches look easy. And you're right. I can count on one hand how many drops he's had. Actually, I can think of more spectacular plays he's had than drops. And if we want to go into that and talk about best plays of Drake Stoops' career, there's a whole lot. Obviously, the tiptoe to the corner where he lays out against the pylon and sticks it there is one of the greatest plays in Drake Stoops' career. A couple of years ago under Lincoln Riley, the amount of motion he was running, and people are commenting just how great he is at everything he does and attention to detail. And the one thing about him is he may not be the biggest. Of course, he's not, and he's not the fastest, but pound for pound, I think you get more out of Drake Stoops than anyone else. And that's not taking a shot at him because he's been talented. He's always been talented, even in high school. Him and his brother did great things at Norman North in high school.
Yeah, to me the play that sticks out in my head just it was the bowl game with Bob Stoops coaching it. When Lincoln Riley left, Bob Stoops came back to coach that game, and he makes that TD in the end zone. I mean, that's just unbelievable. It's something I'll never forget as an OU fan, to have both Stoops there doing that. But you're right, he makes plays that you wouldn't think he would make, and he does. I mean, Jeremy, you talked about the play last year against Kent State, I think, when he dove for the pylon, but there's many plays where it's just like, man, it might be a third down, and he's running a quick slant, and the ball's like low at his knees, and he kind of just dives to the ground and catches it. I mean, a lot of people don't make that play, and I think sometimes he makes the catches look easier when they're really not that easy.
That's exactly right. And, another aspect of Drake Stoops' game that has maybe gone unnoticed nationally, but definitely locally it hasn't, is the leadership capabilities Drake Stoops has displayed is second to none. The impact he's had on guys like Gavin Freeman and some of the younger receivers, even Shelton, I think, and some other ones, is unbelievable. And it's because he preaches, and he preaches what he has, but he also walks the walk. And they see him getting better at things that he needs to improve on. He's done it over time. He's gotten a whole lot stronger. I mean, look at his physique. He's definitely stronger than he used to be. So he puts in the work. He's got the mental game down. He's from a family that is uber football oriented and experienced. So all those things go for him. And he's going to be on a roster, Jay. This guy Drake Stoops will be on a roster on Sundays. I promise you.
Yeah, I agree. Whether or not he's drafted or not, he's going to make a roster, I believe, either through free agent or being drafted. And a lot of people this year, going into this year, people were talking about at the end of last year, is he going to come back? I mean, do you remember that talk? Like, is he going to come back? And he did. And you know what? He gets better every year. He's going to be better this year than he was last year. Mark it down. He's going to be better. He's always better. That's what he does. He gets better either in the weight room or on the field. The dude's going to be better. So I think we can expect big things from Drake Stoops. I really do. And who would you? I'd love our viewers to know who would you compare him to? Maybe a past OU receiver. Do you have anybody in mind, Jeremy, that you think, hey, Stoops kind of reminds me of this guy? I
Past
know I threw
OU.
you on the spot there. It's
Yeah,
just a
I,
tough.
I, I think he could be. There's a little bit. This guy was definitely not the blocker, and this guy had more speed. But just with route running and amount of yards he got, I mean, there. I don't know if Ryan Broyles or someone who's because Drake Stoops is not known to really go down the field a whole lot. He's in the middle of the field. He spins. He lives in the middle of the field where a lot of guys don't want to go. He does a lot of the dirty work that maybe a lot of guys nowadays don't seem to want to do with the route running. And I also want the viewers to comment on what's one aspect that you've noticed Stoops improve on, and what's one aspect that you think he can get better at. And I'll start with he has improved tremendously, I think, on after the catch. He's able to
Yeah.
get a lot more yak than he did early on in his career, I think. And as far as what does he improve on more, I think he would even tell you the speed, and it's something he continues to work on. Maybe that aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree with you on the yak, the yards after catch. He makes guys miss. Let's just be flat out honest. The first guy, they run that a lot of times that flare screen to him a lot, or the reverse or whatever. And the first guy usually doesn't get him. He usually makes him miss in an open space. In open space, he's very good. He's not the most physical receiver, and I think sometimes maybe that's why maybe when he's in the slot a lot of times if they're playing like bump coverage on him, getting separation and stuff, he's not like I wouldn't say he's the most physicalist receiver. So I think he would probably say, hey, that's something I can improve on every year. And I think he has every year. I mean, if you look at him in the weight room with Schmidt, I mean, he's gotten bigger and stronger. He really has. And so I think that's something that but the thing is, at the same time, when you're playing that slot position, a lot of times you don't have a guy bumping up on you. A lot of times it could even be a backer. It could be a different guy covering you. So
Yeah, I think Sooner fans are in for a treat, just like they have every year under the Stoops.
can
Since
you
he's
believe
been
it's 12 days till football? Give me a break. Let's
12
go.
days till football. I'm calling it now. Drake Stoops will score on opening week against Arkansas State. He's going to go down as one of the most beloved Sooners of all time, with the fans yelling Stoops in the stands and just with his family name. But you know what? He separated himself from his dad and Bob Stoops. He separated himself as being elite because of how hard he works and what he puts into it, his love for the university, and what he's going to do. His legacy is going to go on and on. We love Drake Stoops. We're excited for a season. If you haven't joined, make sure you join our channel here. Subscribe to our channel. Till next time, Boomer.
Boomer.